Right, shall we start, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to this meeting of the Finance Strategy Management Committee. Item number 1, apologies for absence.
We have apologies from the Mayor, Councillor Sarah Miller, and Councillor Rob Ravens.
Any declarations of interest?
I think so. Chairman, I think Councillor Plant's away as well.
I think he's away. I think, yeah, I'll send it. If you can record his apologies, I think he's away. I don't know whether he's going away this week or next week.
He is away.
He's going away at some point.
Chairman, he's got in touch with me, told me he's away.
Okay, we'll regard that.
Mr. Chairman, I'm very impressed that Councillor Arlott is keeping up with other councillors.
He's got his finger on every single pulse of the town.
He's getting up to speed.
Are there any declarations of interest on items to be discussed tonight? See any? Item number 3, public participation. Any members of the public who wish to speak? Item number 4, the excitement of this committee is still yet to be fully realised. Item number 4, minutes, to approve the minutes of the meeting held on the 7th of December. Any queries of that? Are you proposing that we? Yes, Councillor Councillor Arlott. All in favour? And these are notes, aren't they? To note the draft minutes of the money working group held on the 14th of January. Councillor Hamilton.
Yeah, I just wanted to raise a point. There's obviously 4 councillors came to this meeting. I have picked this up with the town clerk. I didn't receive an agenda for this. I don't know which councillors did receive an agenda or didn't receive an agenda, but all agendas, things like this, should go out to all councillors, and then it's up to them whether they turn up. Now, Councillor Arlott will be very quick to say, well, you had a chance to turn up and you could have been at the meeting. I could if I got some paperwork, but I didn't get this, and I didn't get paperwork on the 23rd of August. And I'm not going to go on about it, but I would just like to get the agendas. The second point I'll make about the Value for Money Committee, it was due to me on the first week of September. It didn't.
Point of order, we're here to approve the minutes.
Yeah, I'm raising the minutes because I didn't get an agenda. Thank you very much.
Okay, you made your point about the agenda.
The second point is, looking at the budget cycle, the Value for Money Committee was due to meet in the first week of September. It met on the 23rd of August, but I think that's too early in the budget cycle, in my view. And in future, we should look at the Value for Money Committee meeting slightly later in the cycle. It met again.
Well, we can discuss that when we discuss the budget cycle.
Okay. It met again early last week, but obviously I didn't get the agenda for that. So thank you very much.
Well, so I'm not going to take a second point at this point. We can discuss that at a later date. Town clerk, can you explain what our policy is on working groups, subcommittees, and member councillors?
Sure. So, Councillor Hamilton is right. It was an oversight on my part. The minutes and the agendas and papers and minutes of working groups are usually sent out to all members. Having said that, there's no right for any members to attend working groups or to receive the agendas or papers for those working groups. The fact that we do is a courtesy, and we will obviously try to adhere to in future. So there's not been any kind of maladministration as a result, but we should continue to send them out to all members as we usually.
Right, thank you, Tim. I've always felt that it would be helpful if the town council had a calendar of some sort, electronic calendar, particularly a Google calendar. And I accepted an invite to a meeting from you recently, and they've all now appear in my calendar, in a calendar that I have on my Google calendar, which is really useful. If you can find a way of making that available to everyone, maybe that will help to solve Councillor Hamilton's problem if something goes wrong. But I think all councillors should find out about all the meetings, in case they wish to. So, okay. I have a proposal that we accept the notes. Councillor Gale.
I propose that we accept the notes. I'll just say a few comments before we accept them. I think Councillor Hamilton forgot to say that we should be grateful to Councillor Rice and Councillor Healy, Councillor Clark, and Ms. Jones, the accountant, and Sharon for attending this meeting and all the fine work that they did during it. So I propose the minutes.
Give a second. Councillor Hillier.
Can I speak to that, please? Can I thank Councillor Galashat for his point?
Actually, it was a particularly useful meeting where we had some very useful input from members of the public who volunteered some help, and I'm sure that will, as we review the investment managers, what the meeting is about, I'm sure that we'll get some benefit from that over the next few years. So, all those in favour of the proposal? Item number 5, finance.
Can I just have a point of order again, Chair, just very briefly, but
Yes.
if Councillor Hamilton wishes to speak about this, you can do it full council. But speak about it if you wish to. We can all discuss items on minutes at full council.
Okay.
I don't know why you need to raise a point of order, because I've already done that.
Well, we're glad you're fully acquainted with the standing orders, Councillor Hamilton. Finance, item 5, finance. To receive the various sections of the accounts. The accountants has again prepared. Any issues to raise?
Yes, I've read my papers. Thank you. Before you start, I welcome item number 2. Little numeral number 2. That's good. Number 3 looks good. Number 5 looks good. Number 6 looks good. I just these are exactly the type of things we should be doing, where we're looking to build back better, we're looking to ensure we spend our money more wisely. For example, the bins. I'll just take the bins as an example, but little item number 3, to repair rather than replace them. Those are the types of things we should exactly be doing. I welcome those things. For some reason, I wrote down 24, item 24. I see this is yet to be finalised if we can save money and see where we can do things better. So I'm just going to make those points. Thank you very much.
Any other comments? Proposal that we receive the papers? Councillor seconding. All those in favour? Expenditure, to consider the following items of expenditure as recommended by the Town Council Committee. Levy up to £2,650 from capital expenditure for fencing at Freeman's Meadow. And in case there's any confusion, which does sometimes happen, this report is the report that went to RNA, which has been approved. So what they have done is considered the need for it as the relevant committee, spending committee, and we simply have to approve the expenditure. So that's what we're doing here. And this report, what is just simply attached as the same report went to that. So it looks as though it's speaking to the RNA committee. In fact, it's Are there any who would like to propose the recommendation? Councillor.
Yeah, I just want to question, because I don't know what was discussed at the committee. But what did they do about the properties that have got little bits of garden area into the meadow? Are they going to fence behind that or something?
I believe the idea for the fencing was primarily for dog walkers. So when dogs are left off leads, that they won't run into the road.
Yeah.
So it's really just blocking off, not blocking off, but preventing dogs from simply running into Northfield End. So I don't think there are particular concerns about any properties that residential properties that back onto fields.
Okay, thank you.
So it's acting as a chicane really to stop animals, children being able to run out directly and speak to
Saves children
Yeah.
and football and things like that.
But they have one at Valley Road School, for example. That's outside the front gate. Councillor Hall.
Yeah, I propose we accept that, Chairman. I went to the meeting and it was fully supported.
Councillor Galashat, can you second that?
Second, yeah.
Any more comments? Okay, all those in favour? Okay. Fencing works for 40-acre field. And to approve up to 3,000 from SIL for fencing at 40-acre field. I'm just thinking that
This is big one.
Oh, it is from silver funds, yes, I think it's said from capex funds, but it is from the silver funds, which is something that we need to make sure we use. So there is a recommendation here that we go ahead. I did have a discussion with the town clerk and the deputy town clerk earlier on the sequencing of events. We are approving this in order to help the rehoning of the slow ones. I know it's an important initiative to very close to Councillor Allen's heart. And is the intention this will only take place if the Fairmile project goes ahead and the slow ones do need to be relocated?
Yes, indeed. The expenditure that's being asked to be approved is only for our quarter of the cost, with the other 3/4 being met by the other parties concerned with the Fairmile development. So if we did want the full cost to be met, we'd have to bring it back anyway. Therefore, this resolution could mean that the work could only be undertaken should the slow ones be relocated.
Thank you.
So in total, £12,000 is being spent on slow ones, is that right? That's right, that's the expert.
Councillor Allen, would you like to answer that question?
Well, that is correct, but we're only paying.
Oh, we're only paying a quarter.
We're only paying a quarter of it. I said I would support this, as it's already gone through the committees, but and I'm told there is legislation to support this as well, which I will be looking at. But I think it's absolutely bloody stupid moving these slow ones from that part of town to this part of town. There's a field next door which I could quite easily pick them up and put them over there. I'm sure they'll be very happy, or even put them on the other side of the road, which they've been there for the best part of 60 years, which I'm aware of probably before then. And I think, as Councillor Crook said, she's even got slow ones in her back garden. So I think it's pretty pointless taking away from the habitat. But to get planning permission, I think this is the road we've been told to go. Or the developers. So I will support this, although it's not one of the most favourite things I've ever supported on this town council.
Can I just ask, why is it necessary to widen the foot in order to get the slow on top of the town? Because surely there's a great field that we could transport through the gate, through the field, chuck them up the top, and the footpath wouldn't have to be affected. Thank you.
Thank you. So the widening is because the field is constantly grazed. There is concern from the tenant farmer about basically when the slow worm area, which we don't is maintained, is about getting safer access to those points. There were other various options considered, such as electric fencing, but that was ruled out because the tenant farmer has both cattle and sheep on the area, needs different electric fencing depending on the livestock. And there was also concern about the potential for the batteries to be stolen as well. So just felt that permanent fencing would be the more kind of cost-effective option.
Okay, thank you.
In principle, this follows our policy, declared policy of supporting biodiversity and concerns about mass extinction. So the principle is right, and of course, if the planning authorities think that this protects the animal life, then I'm not going to argue with the planning committee. As everyone knows, I'm unable to praise them highly enough. The district council and others. So I'm going to support this. Do you have any other comments? I think we have Councillor.
I'm not going to support this because I think that we should continue to look for a better solution, a more cost-effective solution. £12,000 on slow worms is ridiculous, and I hear what you say about batteries going missing and electric fencing, but that'd be a lot cheaper than £12,000. I know it's only £3,000 for this council, but I just feel that we should continue to look for a different solution.
Well, we have made the decision that this is the preferred solution, so that's decided. We simply have to fund it now, or we'll have to refer it back to the relevant committee.
You might be able to apply for a grant, you know, to help in biodiversity from SODC.
I think, given other aspects of the development and the financial side of it, that getting money for this from a public body might be a bit of a long shot.
Well, I propose a recommendation, let's kick off with that. I would urge Councillor Roberts to have a conversation with his new friend, Councillor Roberts, who's very, very hot on biodiversity, to see whether there is a different solution that could be come up with, and she would probably be willing to support our grant as well. So that would be really good.
Still public
I think
money.
we should task Councillor Robert for that.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I propose
Yeah.
the recommendation.
Okay. All those in favour? Oh, sorry, Councillor, you're trying to speak, or not?
Seconding.
Oh, seconding it. Right. You don't speak? Okay. All those in favour? Thank you. Grant policy. Oh, sorry, I've forgotten about documents. So item number 6C, 4,951 for the simplification of the Mill Meadows parking meters. I'm sure is well, I think the report speaks for itself. Anything?
I would like to add anything. However, this accountant is here and did the majority of the work on it, so maybe I'll speak to it if there are any questions.
That's all right.
Yeah, as it's that simple, I think I might speak on this.
You're worried I'm going to finish this meeting too quickly, aren't you?
No, you're looking at the figures for last year, on car parking, which is 20k over the budget. And I would imagine something like this, which makes it even simpler for people to go and put their money in the slot or their car, will only bring in more revenue. So I think the £5,000 will be pretty well spent. I think we'll probably get that money back and what we did the first year.
Yeah.
That's
Mr. Gosher?
I propose acceptance.
Are you seconding it, Councillor Arnold? Seems you're very happy with the idea. Okay. Anyone else? Councillor Hamilton.
Alex query, they're replacement machines, so I know they're simplification, but capital or revenue, because they're replacement, you're replacing a machine that's already there, so therefore it can't come out of capital, in my view.
Well, it's an improvement. So although in theory there isn't a grey area, in practice there is. As a friend of mine at work always say, in theory and practice are the same, but in practice they're not. So
I just question it. I see that you've added the word simplification because it looks like we're investing in you, but fair enough. I just question it.
I think it's
Hopefully extending the life as well.
Yeah.
It's making them better, but it's not replacing them, it's replacing bits of them, but making them better and making them last longer.
I use that argument again. We need to.
If they break down, it becomes a revenue item. Repair. Anyway.
Okay, all's in favour? Thank you. Grants policy. To receive a report of recommendations on updating our policy to reflect other policies on climate change and biodiversity. So, I'm looking at it.
The next one is.
Liz, do you want to say anything about that? It's a fairly routine one, isn't it?
For itself, it was just, just to increase that, to insert a little extra paragraph that the council encourages all organisations to adopt environmental policies for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and increasing biodiversity. Greater weight will be given to organisations that show they apply such policies to their activities and those whose aims are to deliver environmental benefits. So this is when we come to look at community grants, mainly where there are applications for community grants, and there are applications coming up in the next Assembly actually in March. Just so that if, you know, I just feel it's, or the officers feel it would be good to include our, or sort of slightly encourage grant applicants to provide our principles of, you know, being
I think it seems entirely slightly obvious and sensible that we support organisations which are very consistent with our declared strategy. And although the committee, I'm sure would do that anyway, I think it helps some of what we do, some of the way, the purpose of our declared declarations of the climate emergency and the biodiversity are in order to show leadership in the town community on this front. So everyone should be considering how they can do that. And we as a town council, I think, are just showing how and encouraging others to think and act likewise. So I fully support it. So I'm happy to propose that we do this. Councillor Lilly.
Yeah, thanks. I've just got a query on page 2 of 3 on the policy statement. On 4.1.1a, it says they're a local charitable or non-profit making organisation. Shouldn't that read not for profit? Or because I mean that could be a business like myself. I could qualify that a non-profit making organisation. It's usually called not for profit.
It is a slightly different thing, isn't it? If it's
Yeah.
if it's just not making a profit because it's got high costs, or is it a not for profit?
Yeah, it's a totally different.
Okay, we can change that at the same time.
Yeah, and I think it should be not for profit because that ties in with charitable. It's different to charitable, but it's still there.
So you're proposing an amendment, which is that we change 4.1.1a to be
Not for profit.
not for
It's the
profit
usual term, like the,
organisations, rather replacing
literary
the
festival.
non-profit making.
Yeah, it's not for profit, but certainly not non-profit.
Thank you. Have you got this amendment? Okay. So Councillor Hamilton.
Yeah, I think I've sort of query. Are we putting a limit? I wouldn't like to see a limit on this grant policy. And second thing, should we put right at the front of this, we encourage organisations to apply, but also to start raising their own funds. So that they see right from the start that if they are to match fund or to start developing their own funds, then we would look, whatever words you want to use, we would look as a priority to help those organisations that have already done some of the hard work themselves.
Well, 4.1.1d says exactly that.
I haven't got one, they only got one to see.
The grant and the amount.
In the box at the top of page 62, 4.1.1d. For grant funding, the amount requested should not exceed 50% of the total cost of the service or activity. So we're
They're limiting it.
we're already saying that you should have already raised 50% yourself at least. So I think
Okay, that's fine.
I think that's it.
And then there's no limit. So there's no form that says 2.5 grand or anything like that. If there is.
To clarify, the policy statement given in the report is only an extract, is only the salient extract from the policy. The policy, which is on the Town Council website, is much more comprehensive than here.
Okay, so we have a proposal, I think I seconded it. So all those in favour of that proposal? Thank you. CCTV and surveillance policy. And so minor change to the policy on CCTV, which seems to make sense to me. Policy is a little bit more flexible. I propose that we take
I'll propose recommendation 4.1, Chairman.
second for that. Councillor Devonshire. So take that from the second.
Before it is resolved, hopefully, could I also make a further recommendation in discussion with the deputy clerk who put the report together? We have also done further work into how the images are captured on the wildlife cameras, and they're captured on SD discs. And at the moment in our policy, it says that the SD disk will be password protected. Unfortunately, we found out that you can't have the password protected, otherwise it won't be able to write to the disk. Therefore, I'd like to recommend that so on page 71 of your agenda, where it says 6B policy statements. It says redeployable CCTV. The images will be stored on a password protected internal hard disk with a mobile camera. We'd like to recommend that as amended to stored images shall be kept securely at all times. And instead of having a password protected SD disk, instead we'd actually have a physical lock on the device instead.
Seems sensible to me. Okay. So, I think, Councillor, you propose that you happy with that amendment. Yeah. Are you thinking, or are you?
I'm just reading something, Chairman.
Sorry. Town clerk suggested that we amend.
Oh, yeah, no, I heard that, sorry. I heard that.
You're right, that's to go on. Yep, okay. Okay. All those in favour of that proposal? Okay, thank you. Item number 9, exclusion of public and press. I see you're packing up and ready to go. So to consider the public and press are excluded from the remainder of the meetings according to the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960. As publicity would be prejudicial to public interest and reasonably confidential nature of business. I so move. Any second for that? All those in favour?